I mean, that's political. He kind of went off topic about the trailer, and he's talking about Black Lives Matter or terrorists. See, rules for thee, but not for me. When you hear me and other people say that, when you hear us talking about two-tier justice system, hypocrites, double standards, this is what we're talking about. Top Fighter, he's the guy that, he's the original topic creator. I'm trying to fight back the sneeze. Trying to fight the bullshit allergy. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Oh, bless me. Excuse me. Fred's not dead. He evacuated the station with everyone else except Parvin because Parvin got murdered. Harbinger says he loves the new background picture. Yeah, Nugget wants the animated background picture. Here we go with Catalytic. Now, me and Catalytic, the guy, I mean, we've had our disagreements. He wants nothing to do with me. I'm fine with that. We've got our differences, but me and him have our similarities. And one of Catalytic's strengths that he has over me, he parses himself a lot better than I do. He manners and tempers himself far more adequately, far more eloquently than I do. He can pretty much say the same thing as I can, and he says it in a more litigious manner. Now, he is responding to Obraxis, and we're going to check out this diplomatic remark from him. I think the criticism has some value. So he's kind of like, backing up iconoclasm. Because remember, iconoclasm's point was he was talking about how Robin's not even in the intro. The main character's not even in the intro. There's no SJW stuff in the intro. The whole trailer is about shit you're not going to see in the game. Let me go ahead and just tell y'all that. It's fluff. So, you've seen that here on the forums. I've been one of the critics. You know your stance is controversial. I'm not going to argue with you and relitigate that issue here. It's not the place for it. The game is made and will stand on its content or fall. The point is that I think Unknown Worlds are aware of the criticism and very much want to market to a core part of their audience, which doesn't identify as POC. And by the way, POC, person of color, aka a colored person, that's a new way of saying an old world racist term. I don't get that. People of color, a colored person. Sounds racist. Anyway, POC, female or homosexual. They want to market to people that are not those three groups. Very small, low populated, demographics, and who still want to be able to feel included in the game. Marketing 101 says you need to speak to your core audience and show them having a great experience using your product. And in America, that still includes a lot of people who look like Fred. Fred becomes a safe face you can put on the product that people will buy. He's the Homer Simpson of Below Zero, the kind-hearted, lovable oaf. I want to be respectful here, so don't get me wrong. You're starting to sound like me now. I think if you had wanted to highlight the diversity, this, I'm gonna be like a Twitter tard. This right here, all this, okay? Listen, I think if you had wanted to highlight the diversity, you could have. You could have told Sam's story and showed her working with the all-female scientist crew, the all-star, all-female cast, and reporting to her homosexual boss, or maybe even showed an interracial lesbian relationship with Danielle. You could have showcased the diversity in this ad. Instead, it looks like you chose to avoid it and go with a safer marketing approach to avoid potential backlash and controversy leading up to Reverse. Look, I like the ad. I thought the cinematic was creative and the art, as always from Unknown Worlds, was professional and top-notch. But I can definitely understand the criticism here. I expected Robin or Sam. They're the core of the story. Because, they made a whole big deal about, we got a big part of the story. So Obraxis defends Below Zero by comparing their choice of trailer to the same exact thing that Subnautica did. without realizing the very same structure that he's setting the merits up for his the argument fucking count against him. But then again, I don't think I've ever seen anyone on the forums claim to put Obraxis in a high regards intellectually. Anyway, and Jalexapexin, or whatever this guy's name is, heck, I'd settle for actual gameplay that looks as good as the cinematic trailer. Cougarific, this is on point and needs to be said. It's been on my mind a lot after my recent playthrough with the latest update. It's a fictional universe, sure, but 2 out of 3 relationships presented are homosexual, and almost every main character in the game is female. I'm all in favor of diversity, but realistic representations matter too. LGBTQ comprise about 4.5% of the United States population, not 66%. Encountering same-sex relationships at every turn and below zero just feels unrealistic and forced and breaks my immersion. It feels... And I want to explain something. When we say that it feels like it's forced and it's not organic, when you force diversity in your game or your movie or your comic book, when you force something and it's not natural, it's apparent. Like it looks like you're trying to be woke. It looks like you're trying to be progressive and inclusive without actually understanding the underlying elements. What creates the harmony and cohesion of an idea? It's not just the words or the components that you put together. And we can see that. We can see that it's forced, and we can see that you're trying to appeal to people, a demographic. And the majority of the people that are going for this, they're not actually homosexual. They just like to claim it. They like to put the tag in their bio. They like the woke progressivism. They like the fact that they can say, I identify as this, and this is my magical shield from criticism. You can't criticize me because I'm gay. You can't criticize me, I'm a woman. You say anything against me, you're evil. It's like a drug. It's like they get hooked on it. It's a sick addiction. It's like getting addicted to painkillers. It's a comforting addiction. Fred is basically the only person in the game I, as a straight white male, can identify with. You could say Parvin too, but he's such a whiny complainer. I just dislike him in general, so can't identify with him. Again, diversity is good. Going overboard risks reducing immersion for the majority of players. I'm going to be making another video. I'm sorry, guys. I want to point this out about Cougarific. I didn't actually know he was a straight white dude. I didn't know that. Cougarific is not. He is so mellow. He is so calm. You know, don't think just because he's got the, he's on my friends list. Don't think because of that fact and he's in my video and he's making this point. This is not indicative of his personality or his take on the game or gaming in general. I'm actually surprised that he said this, because to me, I'm like, wow, this is coming from Cougarific. It's getting serious now. This dude is super chill. He is hyper laid back. Man, you got, I mean, look at this picture. I mean, come on, dude. You got Cougarific, like, talking up about it. Top Fighter. This is spot on. Top Fighter notices this. Alrighty. Whew. Look at this, guys. There's more comments. There was only 18 when I started this video. RC Midas, or whatever. I hate to say it, but using the United States as a model for how any advanced society should be expected to conduct itself is not currently an effective thing. You know what? I kind of agree with him. I mean, he's going off topic and he's going into politics, but yeah, I really did. As I'm reading that post, I didn't like it. I didn't like the way I felt or how it sounded. But when I finished reading it, and I'm like, how am I going to tear into this? I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, he's got a point, right? So I'll start off my next video going into all of those next comment.